on an all-new Dr. Phil. Was what happened to her baby an accident?
He had fallen off of the playground.
Or abuse?
DCFS was trying to say that I threw him on his bed.
The injuries are consistent with a baby that has been shaken.
His head never even went crazy when I shook him.
So you didn't say, you need to settle down.
No.
So you said, you need to settle down.
Yes.
That doesn't even go with the words. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, if you're a mother, you'll imagine this. Getting a call saying your 2-year-old had a seizure and was headed to the emergency room. That's what happened to Kayla, who sent me this video pleading for my help.
My 2-year-old son, Noah, fell on November 9th. He had gotten a scrape on his left cheek and a small bump on his left temple. And a few days later, on November 14th, he had a seizure. DCFS got involved, and they turned my life around, and they're accusing me of hurting my son. And I would never do that. Dr. Phil, please help us, because they're falsely accusing me.
Kayla says seeing her son in the hospital was terrifying. The next thing she knew, he was unresponsive, bandaged and hooked up to tubes and machines similar to these. And although her son's fight for life might be over, her fight against allegations of abuse are just beginning.
My boyfriend Adam said that he was sitting on this bench over here while Noah was playing on this playground. Next thing he knew, he heard Noah crying, and Noah was on the ground by the steps.
This is where he was laying face down, so I picked him up and brushed him off and brought him inside.
Adam had contacted me through Facebook messaging. I was worried, obviously. I said, just put an ice pack on it. He should be fine. The day after Noah fell, he was really sick. He was extra tired and clingy. I just thought it was just a flu that was going around. A couple days later, Noah and I were watching cartoons, and he started to get really fussy. He started throwing toys at me. I took him by his shoulders, and I shook him just a little bit. I sent him to bed. I got dressed and went to work.
While at work, I received a call from Adam that Noah had a seizure. Adam called the ambulance, and the first hospital decided to airlift Noah to another hospital 2 hours away.
It was so hard to see him like that. DCFS was contacted.
They took me into a room and did a 2-hour interview with me.
So is Kayla guilty of hurting her son? She says no way. But then there is her confession, according to DCFS, that she shook her son and hit his head on his wooden bed railing multiple times. She later recanted that confession, and Kayla insists the only incident that could have caused Noah's injuries was that fall on the playground 4 or 5 days earlier. Now, her mother, Dawn, says that she can't believe Kayla is being treated as if she's guilty.
Adam and Kayla were interviewed separately regarding Noah's injuries. At this point, they believed that his injuries were non-accidental. I was in the room next door listening. This interview was far less questions and much more accusations.
The doctor stated that Noah's injuries were just from shaking.
She didn't hold up well to the accusations.
I tried to explain to everybody that he had fallen off of the playground.
They told her that Noah would have to fall at least 10 feet to cause those injuries.
When the doctor asked me what I thought, I said, well, if by medical terms this is exactly what you're saying happened, then I guess I did it. And the cop's like, you guess? I was like, I did it. I don't know what else you guys want me to say.
Drinking him back.
I know.
Kayla said she maybe shook him a handful of times. I had seen her do it. It's like, That's enough, Noah. Time out.
DCFS gave me a paper that stated that I admitted to shaking him 5 to 6 times and him hitting his head off of his bed.
I was absolutely shocked. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing.
I'm innocent. They coerced me and twisted my words, and I don't know how they were able to do that.
All right, Kayla, I'm glad to meet you, but I'm sorry for the circumstance. I don't know if the authorities maybe have twisted your words, but the truth is there have been occasions where you've shaken your child, correct?
Yes.
I mean, and I'm not taking that out of context. I'm just saying
yes,
to get
yes.
his attention.
Yes.
And thank you for admitting that. I mean, we have to be honest about things. We just don't want to take them out of context.
Correct.
When you have shaken him, you've done it with what purpose in mind?
Well, normally it was just to kind of get his attention, and what I meant by shaking him was just, I would get down on his eye level and just grab him by his shoulders, and I would just, be like, all right, Noah, you got to knock it off. And that was usually only if, timeout wasn't working or something like that. Even when I did it, his head never even went crazy when I shook him. It's like that morning he had thrown a toy at my face. And I was like, no, you can't do that. And he did it again. And I tried taking him to timeout. That wasn't working. So I took him. I was like, Noah, you can't do this. And then I laid him back down and put him to bed.
Have you ever thought that maybe since you're not neurologically trained, since you don't know the anatomical limits of a child, that you don't realize what can be detrimental to a child and what might not?
I could kind of agree with that, I guess.
When we interviewed Kayla, she demonstrated how she shook Noah, and you did this for us on tape, so you could give us an example. Let's take a look.
I consider this a violent shake, and with Noah, I take him by the shoulders and I just do this. DCFS was trying to say that I, one, tried shaking him multiple times and then laying him down and him hitting his head. And then the other time, they stated that I shook him 5 to 6 times and I threw him on his bed. So when Noah would get in trouble, I would bring him in here and I'd get him on eye level and I would take him by his shoulders and I would be like, knock it off, Noah. It's time for you to go in timeout or it's time for you to go to bed. And then I would take him and I'd lay him down and tell him that that's when he needs to go to bed.
What do you think should happen to a parent that injures their baby in this way?
Well, I believe that they should be either convicted, or I believe that they should go through some kind of therapy or something like that to help them.
All right, now coming up, Kayla told us that Noah's fall is the only thing she could think of that would cause his injuries. But his Aunt Allison and his dad Andrew say they've heard other stories. We're going to meet them and add them to the conversation after the break.
Kayla confided in me they had found finger marks on Noah's left arm.
The document read, Mom admitted to taking her frustration out on Noah.
I know what the doctors think about this. They think she did this.
There is no doubt in my mind at all that Kayla did something to my son.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Welcome to my hoarding nightmare.
Her husband left 12 years ago.
I thought he'd come back, and he did.
How did you know he was even gone?
He wants to remarry her.
Are you trying to get half of her stuff?
But only if she dumps the junk.
My son does not have a place to sleep.
You have broken hangers.
Yeah, but one side of them's still usable.
What the hell are vampire teeth?
That's tomorrow.
As of right now, Andrew and Kayla each get 1 2-hour supervised visit a week.
I am absolutely scared that Noah is in Dawn's custody and Kayla has unlimited access to him.
I would never jeopardize losing Noah by allowing Kayla to see him when she's not supposed to. There's just too much to lose.
After the investigation into baby Noah's injuries began, temporary custody was given to Kayla's mother, Dawn, a fact that doesn't sit well with Noah's father, Andrew, and his aunt, Allison. They believe Kayla is 100% guilty for what happened to Noah because Andrew saw his medical report.
I found out about Noah's accident when my sister texted me from the hospital. Allison was my representative. She was asking the questions, getting the information.
When Kayla was speaking to the doctors, she sent me a text asking me if DCFS asks. Adam and I have been together since last year. LOL. We are being interviewed by DCFS now. At the time, I didn't think much of it. Kayla confided in me. They had found finger marks on Noah's left arm. I still was not suspicious. I told Kayla several times I wanted to go see Noah. And every time she told me that she was the only one allowed there.
I was never able to meet Noah at the hospital.
Kayla kept us at arm's length for a reason. She was trying to keep us from finding out more than she was telling us.
I had gone to a temporary custody hearing. I got a report. The document read, Kayla shook said minor and hit his head against wooden railing of his bed multiple times, causing the minor to suffer seizures and weakness. Mom admitted to taking her frustration out on Noah. I was in complete shock.
2 days after court, one of Andrew and Kayla's mutual friends told him she had seen Kayla grab Noah by the arm and throw him across the room. That's finally what started convincing me, and then I kind of started looking back, like
at all the things that had been
at all
done.
the red flags that I was seeing. The lies at the hospital. I know what the doctors think about this. They think she did this. I do not believe her. I think she hurt Noah.
I read a 130-page report. The more I read, the more angry I got. There is no doubt in my mind at all that Kayla did something to my son that resulted in very, very serious injuries.
You say you have no doubt that Kayla created these injuries. Why do you believe that?
Everything that I've read that was investigated, and then things that I've heard through friends, mutual friends.
Mm-hmm. And what have you heard through mutual friends?
That Kayla was always overly violent when it came to discipline or punishment for Noah.
In what way?
Picking him up by one arm and tossing him on his bed.
The way that she disciplines him outside.
Yeah, that was a big thing when he's on the playground.
Yeah.
Have you ever observed it?
No, I have not.
I have not either.
Uh-huh. And how about you? Have you observed it?
I've never observed her spanking. I actually have seen her shake him before, though. Mm-hmm. And it was merely a, literally less than 1 second duration. That's enough. And she'd take him by the hand and put him in timeout.
The injuries are very consistent with a baby that has been shaken.
Correct.
We have a mother and a grandmother who say this is a mother that shakes her child. That's a problem, right?
I agree. I should not do that.
The problems that I have is, the medical records, everything in there states the time frame, like of the blood, of the bruise, all dates back to the time of the fall.
Which bruise are we talking about here? Because there were several.
The one that they found on his head.
You're questioning this, and this is a statement Kayla made. She shook Noah.
She also said that she never shook him violently, and it was
and I
for
also
less
said
than...
that he did not hit his head.
What exactly did Kayla confess to authorities? We will be right back.
In 2 weeks.
Tell me what happened tonight that Chrissy went into the coma.
The last time viewers saw Nick Gordon.
I miss Chrissy and Whitney so much.
Dr. Phil sent him to rehab.
Bobby Christina Brown, the daughter of the late music legend Whitney Houston, has died.
Now, the autopsy results are in, and Nick Gordon sits down to look Dr. Phil in the eye.
I want to give you a chance to set the record straight.
The questions everyone wants answered.
Did you murder Bobby Christina Brown?
Only on Dr. Phil.
When Noah first had a seizure, Andrew's family was very supportive and helpful. It wasn't until after they saw the false statement on the court papers that they changed.
I was on Kayla's side. I switched gears. Experts were claiming she did this.
I really hate that they're being extremely judgmental and turned on me.
Kayla and I do not have a relationship at all. The evidence is overwhelming. The DCFS investigator told me her boyfriend, Adam, is being absolved of all charges. I said, does that mean this is all on Kayla? And she said, yes, absolutely.
I put together the explanations according to different sources of what happened. According to the court documents, the minor was diagnosed with large head bleed, a subdural hematoma on the right side of the brain, and several multiple retinal hemorrhages. There were red marks on his arm that appeared to be finger marks. Mom admitted to taking her frustration out on Noah. Mom admitted to shaking said minor and hitting his head against the wooden railing of his bed multiple times. The child was not immediately taken for medical attention. Now, according to Kayla, told DCFS has shaken Noah but never shook him so hard that his head shook around, never lifted him up to shake him, and never shook him in his bed. Only ever shook his shoulders in a knock-it-off kind of way while looking him in the eyes. Firmly put Noah to bed day of seizure after he was having a tantrum, and DCF took it as shook him to the point of violence. Now, according to Allison, says Kayla told her about incident on Halloween in 2015 while Noah was under the care of someone else, slipped on laundry, fell and hit head. Suspects abuse because after investigation began, mutual acquaintance of Kayla and Andrew said witnessed Kayla throw Noah previously. Now, you dispute what is in the court record.
Yes.
That this account was coerced. When you say Mom admitted to taking her frustration out, admitted to shaking said minor and hitting his head against the wooden railing on the bed multiple times, did you speak those words but under coercion, or did you not speak those words?
I had said that I had shaken him, and I said that his head never went crazy. A nurse practitioner had asked me if he had his own room. I explained he had his own room and a bed with a wooden frame around it. I said I put pillows along the sides because he's rolled over and hit his head on the sides of his bed before. You know, never too hard, but I just want to be safe. And she goes, are you sure you don't put pillows there so when you shake him he doesn't hit his head off of his bed? I was like, no, I don't know where they got him hitting his head off of the wooden post, because I specifically stated multiple times he never hit his head.
Why does DCFS have any reason to lie about what
I would like to know. I would like to know that myself.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's just common sense here that we're just talking about a judgment, a subjective judgment of how hard this child was shaken. Now, would you grab my hands and shake them as hard as you shook baby? Go ahead, do it again. Just keep doing it until I...
2 shakes.
Okay, put your hands up. So you're saying that you shook the baby like this?
Correct.
So you didn't come in and say, you need to settle down?
No, no.
So you came in and said, you need to settle down?
Yes.
That doesn't even go with the words. Kayla and Dawn say through research they've learned Noah's massive injuries could be caused by a shortfall 4 days before his seizure. Is that true? We're going to talk about that next. I want to preface everything I'm saying here with the following. I'm not a physician, okay? I'm not a neurologist. I'm certainly not a pediatric neurologist. When I practiced, it was psychology. A lot of my focus was on brain and central nervous system. I dealt a lot with closed head injuries and the diagnosis, evaluation, and treatment of closed head injuries. What I've done is a differential diagnosis and evaluation that I would have done at the time if I was having to treat someone and I had to do an evaluation here. And this presents with the statement that Noah had a reported fall from approximately 1.5 feet 4 to 5 days before. Was there a hematoma? Yes. For Noah, there was a subdural hematoma, which means it was widespread. And that comes from rotational injury. When there is typical from a fall, you have an epidural hematoma. That's focal. That comes from a linear injury, which means if you fall and hit your head, the forces are linear. You hit here, you can draw a line to the back of the skull and the brain impacts here. Whereas with rotational injuries that you get from shaken baby, where the head revolves around, you get a subdural hematoma, which is diffuse. And that's what happened here. Was there retinal hemorrhage? There was. Both eyes multi-layered. That is almost always from shaken baby. When you have a fall, you either have none or it's one eye, and it typically has to do, if it's severe enough, from the optic nerve, because the impact will disrupt where the nerve connects. Was there brain damage or encephalopathy, which means there's some disruption of the brain's function? Yes, here we had swelling and ischemic stroke. It's rarely seen in a fall of less than 6 to 9 feet, even on hard surfaces.
He was vomiting the next few days.
You knew he fell. It was your job as a mother to take him to the hospital.
I understand that.
You were neglectful.
Can I please explain myself?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Welcome to my hoarding nightmare.
My son does not have a place to sleep.
Her husband left 12 years ago.
You let your marriage crumble rather than deal with this. Why?
That's tomorrow.
Are there other injuries? Well, here we had bruising on the upper left arm consistent with fingers, bumps and bruises on the shin, small abrasion on the left cheek, tiny superficial abrasion on the left forehead. Witness corroboration. When somebody comes in and says, my kid fell and bumped their head, there's usually a witness. Somebody says, yeah, I was there. I'm a mom. I was at the school, saw the kid fall. When you have rotational injuries and they say, yeah, kid fell, there just never seems to be a witness. Lucid interval. Here you say, child fell, and 4 to 5 days later, they had a seizure. Absolutely, unequivocally, does not happen. The brain does not take 4 to 5 days to swell. Doesn't mean the child didn't fall at the playground. But that fall at the playground 4 to 5 days earlier did not create or explain this, or this. These are medical certainties.
He was vomiting the next few days.
And it was your job as a mother. You knew he fell. It was your job as a mother to take him to the hospital.
I understand that.
You were neglectful in that situation.
Absolutely.
He
should have taken him.
He had a cold.
They would have found this sooner.
He had a cold.
No excuse, Kayla.
Can I please explain myself? Thank you. Now, he had some drainage. He had the fall. He was extra tired and clingy that day. We kept an eye on him. The next day, he had thrown up, and the next day after that, he had only thrown up one time.
I had work the next day. I was bringing him to the doctor, and that's when he decided, he was acting like himself. He started running around. You know, I was
And that's where we're talking about the inconsistencies. He wouldn't have been himself.
It is possible.
Kayla?
I honestly believe that he had some brain injury from the fall.
If you fall, you have a linear injury that is focal in nature. This is as different as a sprained wrist and a sprained ankle. These are different injuries.
Well,
and if you tell yourself that this is just a follow-on to a complication from falling at the playground, you're missing a real key ingredient to reunifying this family.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's take a break. Coming up, with the court date just days away, facing charges of felony child abuse, what is Kayla's plan to clear her name? We need to talk about that when we come back. We need to talk about what needs to happen for this child to have clear sailing going forward. I don't, for a minute, think that you would wake up in the morning and say, today I'm going to hurt my child. I do not believe that you have a bad intention with this baby at all. And I think that that is a very important element in determining what happens going forward here.
Exactly, yes.
Do you think she would intentionally create this injury to her child?
No, I do not.
Do you think she would?
I don't.
And I know you don't think she would.
I
So
appreciate that.
I think if you could turn the clock back and had any idea what was going to happen here, I think you'd cut your hands off before you do this. I do.
I do too.
And listen, I don't disagree that there was a playground fall. It's just unrelated to this. And trying to point to that and say that it is related is simply not credible. Your best thing here is to say, I unintentionally made a serious and severe mistake here, and I will do whatever I have to do to correct this and prove that I am not a risk for this child. If you pursue the strategy you're at right now, I predict you're going to go to jail and have your parental rights terminated. If, on the other hand, you say, look, I obviously did not understand the gravity of my actions here. It was unintended. I did not understand the gravity of what I was doing. I will put in whatever work and effort I need to guarantee that this never happens again. And let me demonstrate to the court and everyone involved that I'm doing that work. I believe that is your best strategy to stay out of jail and in your child's life. Now, people used to pay me a lot of money for that kind of advice, and I'm giving it to you today, and I hope you take it, and I hope you guys support her if she does that.
That's what I want her to do. I want her. That's what I want you to do, Kayla.
So I'm telling you the truth, and I hope you take that advice.
Okay.
And I don't think you're an evil woman. I think you made a bad mistake, and I think you need to do whatever you need to do to correct it. Okay, we have to stop. I wish you the best with this, and I certainly will be praying for this child.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lippy lovey, nosy cozy, chicky chew. It's not the latest rap song. These are just a few of Robin's latest products. And she's going to tell us all what they are about. Coming up. We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
Well, I'm sure you know this by now, but when Robin decides to take on a project, she puts her heart and soul into every detail and gives it 100% until everything is absolutely perfect, like me. And that's exactly what happened when she decided to create her lifestyle brand, Robin McGraw Revelation, which started with her skincare line. So tell everybody what inspired you to create the skincare line first.
Well, when I launched the Robin McGraw Revelations lifestyle brand with skincare products, it was because it has always been my mission to encourage women to put themselves first and to know that they deserve to embrace their beauty, their health and happiness, and to do it always without guilt.
Well, she launched the Robin McGraw Revelation lifestyle brand skincare line to record-breaking success when it first kicked off. She started with HSN, and when she did, she just broke every record they have ever had for any product in the history of the network. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I was at home watching it on TV. They have this little counter in the corner, and I'm watching it, and I'm going, oh, that's pretty good. Oh, holy, whoa.
Yes.
It was just like going crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy, and I didn't even know it. And they said, you know what you just did, right? No. So, yes, record-breaking. And I have to say, after that, I got really busy, and I went back to the lab, got with the formulators, and have now added 10 new amazing skincare products to the existing line. And they will all launch in the fall of 2016. And also, I am thrilled to say that all 15 products will be available at select retail locations worldwide.
Are you talking... You've been selling this stuff nationally. You're talking like worldwide? Worldwide?
Worldwide. I'm saying, pack your bags, baby. Robin McGraw Revelation is going global. Yes.
All right, in addition to her skincare line, Robin created a line of products called Me Oh My.
Oh, and I have to tell you, they're going to make life easier, a bit glamorous, and a lot of fun for MOM, moms.
Me Oh My, right?
Yes.
M-O-M?
Yes.
And as we have said on the show before, the Robin McGraw Revelation lifestyle brand was inspired in large part by her mother, Georgia. But now, a new generation of McGraws has inspired the Me Oh My line, our grandkids, Avery and London. Take a look.
Me Oh My, the entire line started when I was named National Celebrity Spokesperson for Girl Scouts of the USA. We're fabulous! We wanted to create a product that we could hand out to all the Girl Scouts.
Who wants a handy candy?
I said something I love are antibacterial hand wipes.
It's all yours.
I thought, let's call them handy candy. They're for your hands. They're going to be really handy to have in your purse. So, handy candy. Let's stay clean and stay sweet. After we launched Handy Candy, I was going to start creating fun, whimsical products that were very useful and everyone would need. It's no accident that I've got the word love in almost every product.
Love is in the air.
Well, because my grandchildren are my inspiration, I thought back about the time when Avery was born. And every time I would look at her, I would just go, Me Oh My, you precious pie. And I went, that's it. The name of the line is Me Oh My. It's no accident that the acronym for Me Oh My is Mom.
Love is in the air.
I really, really love the Owie Meowie bandages and the Doggone It bandages. Both of them truly inspired from the grandbabies. When Avery was just barely speaking, she would say, oh, Grandma, I have an owie. And of course, I got to kiss it. And I created the Owie Meowie bandages because they have a cat. So these bandages have cats and kittens all over them. Perfect for scrapes and scratches. And of course, I had to do bandages with dogs on them. If you look closely, there is a dog on there that looks like our Maggie. And then it was time to name the one with the dogs on it. And I said, Philip, you're going to have to help me with these bandages. And he went, well, there's a dog on it. How about dog on it? First, when things get rough. One of my favorite products is chewing gum. I'm surrounded by the most fun, beautiful, exciting group of girls in my company.
and I have some fabulous fun girlfriends. So I created Chicky Chew, the girly girl gum. And I love the fact that it's my silhouette on the gum, and I made sure it was bubble gum because that will make you feel fun, young, your entire life, I think, when you blow a bubble. I love Flossy Glossy. This is something that we're gonna put in our mouth to clean our teeth with. Let's make it kind of chic. Let's make it kind of fun. Let's make it glamorous if we can. And the tagline, I think, is just perfect. Sparkle, shimmer, twinkle, shine. Flossy Glossy for after you dine. Kissy, Permissy. These are breath mints. I already knew that the breath mints were gonna be X's and O's. When I named it, I thought, what's it gonna be? And Philip was trying so hard to help me on this one. It was so cute. And I just decided, okay, Kissy, I've got it. Kissy, Permissy. He looks at me like, what? Permission to kissy me. Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. I still don't think he really gets it. Kissy, Permissy, breath mints. The answer is always yes. I am having an absolute ball going to work every day and creating more Me Oh My products. So exciting. And it's just the beginning. Me Oh My.
Kids inspire us in so many ways. So tell us about your Me Oh My products.
Okay, here they all are. And as you can see, I made sure that they were all really cute and fun. Now, I have a theme of red, black, and white in the colors, but some of them are multicolored. In fact, we'll start over here with the Lippy Lovey Lip Balm. Yeah. And you see, they're all multicolored because I put these in flavors. So I have 8 flavors. And when I say flavors, I'm talking about like desserts.
Wedding cake?
And yeah. Oh, how cute.
It's your favorite, I know.
Oh my gosh, I was going to give you a test, but...
No,
okay.
Like I don't know.
Yeah. My favorite dessert is wedding cake.
Yeah, doesn't matter. What's your favorite? Oh, wedding cake?
Wedding cake. Should have been a sign right then.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and how long have we been married?
39 years.
Okay.
And counting.
Okay, so he should know that. Okay, so I did a lemon gelato for Avery. And then because I did Avery's favorite dessert, I had to do one for London. Blueberry muffin, because I make them for him all the time, and he loves them. Oh, so cute. Lippy Lovey has not only been one of my favorites, it's kind of become a favorite across the country. In fact, look at this. Former Bachelorette Deanna Pappas-Stagliano is also a fan of Lippy Lovey. Look at this. She posted this precious photo of her holding her precious little girl with the pink grapefruit flavor. Lippy Lovey was also featured in the Essence Black Women in Hollywood pre-Oscar luncheon goodie bag. Lippy Lovey, it's the balm your lips will love. Okay, so now the next one that I think is really cute, Nosy Cozy. Give your cold a cuddle. And I said nosy cozy because how many of us had a grandma that put a cozy around everything? Especially when you went in the bathroom, right? Okay, what I love about this, it's like a cozy around the tissue. So you open it up, and your tissue's inside. It's like a little cozy around it.
Oh, I get it.
Isn't that cute? I have to tell you something. When he gets his man cold, he can go through a whole stack of them.
Moving on.
The next one, this product, Sticky Stackers. Now, these were actually inspired more from our boys, raising our boys. Whenever I would pack their lunches or get their backpacks ready, I would always want to stick a little note on their lunch, or maybe if they were having a test that day, just to say, you know, I love you, or, you know, good luck on the test. So what I really love is that they come in 2 different colors, black and white, and if mom or dad or grandma or pops too busy to do the writing, I also added a note. So, and then a white pen for the black notes, black pen for the white notes. In fact, you kind of inspired me as well. You know, sometimes on the show he's always saying, did someone sneak up and write stupid on my forehead? Somebody just did.
Yeah, very funny.
So, sticky stackers.
Pretty
It
sticky.
is the right way to say I love you. I love you.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm really proud of Robin because she thought of every product and every tagline, and she designed all this packaging for these products. I'm serious. I'd wake up in the middle of the night. She would hear me say, "Nosy Cozy." I go, what? What are you talking about?
Yes, I did do that.
I'm like, okay. And then she'd be writing stuff down at night. So I really am proud of you.
Thank you.
Seriously, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And just to think, it all started really just less than 2 years ago with Handy Candy.
Yeah, with the Girl Scouts.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's great. So do you have anything new coming up in your lineup besides what you see here?
Yes, we've been really busy. So a sneak peek at some of the new products coming up. Oh My Precious Pie Fruit Snacks, Lippy Sippers, and
Scrubbly Bubbly.
Yes, that's right.
You don't need to see those now, but they're coming soon.
Yes, all of these products are available on our website, RobinMcGrawRevelation.com.
Okay, and by the way, anything that you get from Robin online that's not on RobinMcGrawRevelation.com, don't buy it.
Oh, no.
Because there's a lot of scammers out there. If it is not on RobinMcGrawRevelation.com, it's not her, okay? And you can also log on to drphil.com for your chance to receive a free giveaway as well. So what about everybody here today?
Well, I want everyone here today to feel the love in the air. So each person in the audience gets a goodie bag of the entire collection of
All right, I want to thank all of my guests today. We will see you